if you have a reason that you can't be a license holder, a corporation is your way to get into medical marijuana business and invest the money that you have. Um,
My name is Patrick Nolan. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Missouri. This is Pat Talks Law.
right now, let's talk about business structure. Okay, I just want to take a minute and discuss business structure in relation to your medical marijuana business. You're going to be setting up your business, and you've got to make a decision how you're going to do that. Are you going to have a sole proprietorship? Are you going to have a C Corp, a subchapter S Corp, an LLC, a limited partnership? What is your business structure choice? Now, I'm going to run through these very briefly for some of them, and we'll get into a little bit more information. First, I think that there's really only two viable options, and it really comes down to corporations. But as far as a sole proprietorship, you don't really want to go with sole proprietorship. They're easy, very easy to set up. You can say, look, I'm in business. Pat Nolan business, we're here, I'm done, man. Pay me. Very easy to set up. Very little as far as things you have to do for operating. And you just fill out your taxes regularly at the end of the year. However, you don't gain any of the tax protections you'll get from a corporation. You don't gain any liability protection you get from a corporation. And it's very expensive when you look at all those other issues. So sole proprietorship is quick and easy, but it can ultimately be very expensive and poor planning. Additionally, a sole proprietorship is not going to be eligible for a lot of funding that you might be looking for. Now, the next step, LLC or a partner, well, let's go to a partnership. Partnership is essentially the sole proprietor, except you assume liability for everything your partner does. Skip that. That's the worst of the worst. You don't want a partnership. You want to look at a corporation. Typically, a lot of people think LLC when you think corporations now. LLCs are cheap, they're easy to manage, they have pass-through taxation, which makes it easier. However, when it comes to dealing with investors and LLCs, investors want a piece of the pie. When you have investors in an LLC, it's taxed as a partnership. So you still have all of those problems. What that means is if this year the LLC, XYZ LLC, makes $100,000, but reinvest that $100,000 into the business and doesn't make a distribution, you as a partner are paying tax on money you've never received. So that can be very dangerous for an investor. If I'm going to invest $1 million in your marijuana business, and your marijuana business does $3 million this year, but all of that $3 million goes into growth, and you've got $2 million in profits. Well, the issue there is I have to pay tax on my portion of $2 million, and you've not distributed money to me to pay that tax with. I would stay away from that as an investor. So you come down to your S Corp and your C Corp. Again, an S Corp has pass-through taxation. A little bit more protection for the investor. You're limited to the number of investors, and you're limited to some other aspects. And that's a discussion that's far beyond this video, and we can get into that at another time. But when it comes down to picking your business entity for your medical marijuana business in Missouri, you're going to want to look at a C Corp or an S Corp, in my opinion. And the reasons for that are several fold. First, you can have a number of different investors. You can entertain an investment from your cousin Bobby, who's only got $5,000. You know, he can get a couple of shares of stock, however you're valuing it, and he can buy in at that percentage. You can get an investor from an accredited investor. You can get an investor comes in, wants to buy up 40% of the business and write a check. You can do that too. Where a corporation is going to help a lot of investors in Missouri is if you have a reason that you can't be the front person for your marijuana business. You cannot be the license holder, the manager, or the CEO of a corporation because you won't meet the licensing criteria. Be it you have felony convictions on your record, you got busted for drug trafficking that one time when you really just cost code your weed. I'm not going to get into why, but If you have a reason that you can't be a license holder, a corporation is your way to get into medical marijuana business and invest the money that you have. What that means is your corporation is going to have to hire someone to be the front person. You're going to have someone that will be the guy or girl. And I think that that can be done quite easily. It's something you should discuss with an attorney to set up that corporation properly. You're looking at investing into a business that could be worth millions of dollars. Don't be too cheap to spend a couple of grand doing it right.